Yes, it's possible to make the French R even if you don't have this sound in your language. And no, it's not supposed to give you a sore throat. And if it does, it means that you're not doing it the right way. So, in this video, I'm going to explain why most people struggle so much with the French R. And then I'm going to show you the 3 steps to make the French R with no sore throat. And finally, I'm going to show you the different types of R's because, yes, we have more than one R in French. So let's go. So, first of all, why is it so difficult to pronounce the French R? Why is everyone struggling so much? Well, the problem is that most people don't learn how to position their tongue to pronounce the French R, and they try to figure it out by themselves. But I think the pronunciation of the French R is not as hard as trying to guess how to pronounce this sound. So once you have someone showing you how to pronounce it, it becomes easier. And once you start practicing, it becomes easier also. But you need someone to show it to you. Okay, so this is what I'm going to show you. But first, right before this, I wanted to talk about a cliche that is very common. I think it is the thought that the French R is pronounced like like that. It's like everyone is thinking that the French R is very deep, but in reality, it's not. The French R is really soft most of the time. So, for example, if you go to the Paris region where I come from, the French R is very soft. So if I try to pronounce my name, well, if I pronounce my name, so it's going to sound like this: Karine, Karine. See, there's no deep R like in Karine, Karine. So you don't have to do that. So we do have deeper R's, deeper types of R's, but most of the time we're going to make that very soft R. So now I'm going to show you the 3 steps to make that R. Let's go. First of all, the tip of the tongue always has to be down and right behind the bottom teeth. And I insist on that because most people who are struggling with the French R usually have their tongue or the tip of the tongue going up. And this is going to block the airflow that allows you to pronounce the French R. For example, let's take the word caramel. If you pay attention, you will feel your the tip of the tongue going up. Caramel, caramel, caramel. See, it's going up, right? Caramel. Imagine that I say the word caramel, but Spanish way with a Spanish R. The tip of the tongue also is going to go up in a different way, but it's still going to block the airflow that allows the French R. Caramel. Now, same word, but the French way. Caramel. See, the tip of the tongue is not moving, it's staying down. Caramel. Okay, so this is the super important first step to remember. For the second step, I'm going to ask you to make the ga sound. And remember, the tip of the tongue has to stay down. Okay, so when you make the ga sound, I want you to feel the middle part of the tongue going up and touching the roof of the mouth. And I want you to memorize that position of the mouth, not of the mouth, of the tongue, sorry. Okay, so let's say that this is the bottom teeth. Okay, so this is the tip of the tongue. So it's staying like this. And to make the ga sound, so it's going to curl up like this. Okay, so it's going to be ga, 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 ga. Okay? So this ga is going to be the reference point to make the French R. So next step is to pretend to make the ga sound, but instead of touching the roof of the mouth, you're gonna get really close to it, like just like if you were going to make a ga sound, but instead you're just gonna leave enough space to let an air flow. Okay, so you're not gonna touch the roof of the mouth, but almost. Okay, so you should be able to make that sound. Can you try to make that sound? So remember, middle part of the tongue is going up like this. This is the roof of the mouth, but instead of touching and making that ga sound, you're gonna get really close to it, and you're gonna make that airflow happening. Okay, so this is very important because it's very close to the soft R that we usually make. So now if I try to pronounce my name with that, it's going to sound like this. Ka hin, ka hin. See, it's not exactly a French R, but it's getting close to it. So now if we go to the third step, we'll see how to properly make that French R. For the third and last step, you're not going to curl up your tongue towards the ga position, but instead you're going to curl it up more towards the back. Okay, so it's going to be one step backwards. Okay, so the g sound is the closest sound to the soft French R. The only thing is that the soft French R is one step backwards. Okay, so I'm going to curl my tongue up a little bit more towards the back. So I'm going to pronounce the word caramel first with my tongue curling up towards the ga position. And then I'm going to show you how it sounds towards the soft R position. Okay, so I'm going to use the light of my phone. I hope you can see it. So let's try to make it super slowly. And I'll start with the ga position. So let's see. Ka, ha, mel. Ka, ha, mel. That's the ga position. Now I'm going to go, blah, blah, blah. Sorry. I'm going to put my tongue a little bit more backwards. Ka, ha, mel. Ka, ha, ha, mel. Ka, ha, mel. See how the tongue is going up, but more in the back? This is how you get the French R. Okay? Now I'm going to show you the different types of R's that we have. What I've just shown you is the soft French R, and this R is usually pronounced that way after a vowel sound or at the beginning of a word. Let's see. So here I have a few examples. The first one is R, and I'm actually going to show you with the light so that you can see. So in English, you also have air, and we say R. R. See how the tongue is moving up? Okay. R. Then let's see, I have here for the word station. In French, we say gare. Gare. See, moving up, but more in the back. Okay. So this is for the soft R. And then we also have this R at the beginning of words, like restaurant becomes restaurant. Restaurant. Okay, so same thing going up. And what else? I have radio becomes radio. Radio. Okay, now let's see the second type. Second type is like a medium kind of R. So you're going to hear it vibrate a little bit. And to pronounce that R, you're going to curl up your tongue, but closer to the uvula. The uvula is that little bell you have at the back of your mouth. This. Uh-huh. So the more it gets close to it, and the deeper your R is going to be. So usually this medium R is pronounced after these consonants D, B, and G. For example, here I have the word droit, brave, gras. So you can hear it a little bit. It's the R is vibrating here because it's really close to the back of the mouth, even more. So for this type of R, I cannot really show you because it's really in the back, and because it's touching the uvula, it's vibrating. Okay, so the more you go back towards the uvula, and the more it's going to vibrate. So the next one is the strong R. Okay, so the strong R, you're really going to hear that R like this. So I'm going to curl it up really in the back, really towards the uvula. So here I have, as an example, the word travail. So this one is really harsh, right, when I pronounce, and it's usually after the consonants T, P, and C. So here I have travail. Next one is pratique. And next one is cravate, cravate. So it's a little bit harsher when I pronounce, okay? But I can also try to make it softer. Travail, pratique, cravate. So you still hear the R vibrating, but it's softer, okay? So this is how it works. And that's it for this video. I hope it helped. Just let me know in the comments if you feel that the video was helpful, or if you're still struggling to make this French R. I'm really curious to know. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!